eighth graders. I hope that you're doing well and that you had a productive day yesterday to catch up and to edit your work for Criterion C for your mini documentaries. Today we're going to be starting our work on Criterion D, which is evaluating, and evaluating how well your product or your documentary in this case works. So for the next 4 class periods, we're going to be focusing on a new task of Criterion D each day. On next Thursday, May 7th, our Criterion D is going to be due. How we're going to work on it is a little bit different than we've been working on Criterion C. So what you're going to be doing is using this template here to work on your Criterion D. So if you open up this template and take a look at it, you'll see that there is a different there are descriptions, for the tasks. So there are the normal tasks, headings, and titles that we have in all of our templates. But then I've got these extra instructions and tips for the how to complete the tasks. So you see this this template here will be used each day to complete a different task. So today we're working on task 1, Monday we'll do task 2, and so on. You are going to not submit this document until we submit all of Criterion D on ManageBack. So do not submit this template. You're going to hold on to this template and do your work each day for the next 4 class periods in this document. How you're going to submit your daily work, though, is through these extra little extra posts, extra docs that I will put in each assignment post that have a space for you to fill in with proof that you are working on your project in your template. So how you'll do that is, if we look at this doc here today, you have an area to either copy and paste the work from your design journal, or to take a screenshot of it and then insert it here to submit as proof of your work. So remember, we're not submitting the template until we finish all of Criterion D. You'll just be filling in these extra daily documents with proof of your work so that you don't lose access to your design journal. Because if you turn in this design journal, you will lose access to it. And I want you to be able to hold on to it and keep it and work in it for all of Criterion D. So for today's assignment, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be developing a questionnaire that is going to hopefully encourage thoughtful responses from your target audience regarding how well your documentary lived up to the requirements of the assignment. So remember that your target audience is your family, and you need to be asking them questions that will generate information about how well your documentary met the requirements of being persuasive, descriptive, and aesthetically pleasing. So when we say persuasive, it means that your documentary was able to encourage your family members to change their harmful environmental practices or change their attitudes around that. Descriptive means that it did a good job in describing the greater environmental problem and how your family's practices could contribute to it. Right? And then aesthetically pleasing means that it's enjoyable to watch and that you are creative, in your choices of visuals, transitions, etc. So you're going to be creating a questionnaire to ask your family members after they watch your mini documentary. It could be beneficial to design some of the questions to be asked before the documentary and then after, so that maybe you could provide extra detail in how persuasive it was, because we only really know how people's opinions have changed when we get an answer on their opinion before and then after, right? So that maybe could be a smart idea to measure how their opinions change. The questionnaire should generate really thoughtful responses, so try not to ask questions that give yes or no answers. And remember, we want to get answers that are regarding how persuasive the documentary was, how descriptive it was, and how aesthetically pleasing it was. You should get responses from at least 2 people. You can add columns if you talk to more than 2 people. You can add columns to this template, that's no problem. But let me just show you a quick example and maybe exactly what I mean by this. So if we see here, I've started designing some questions to ask, and to give you an example about what I mean when saying asking questions before and after, if we look here, I say, do you think our family wastes whatever? Do you think our family wastes example, right? And I've asked this question before. So maybe my family members would say, yes, maybe a little bit. Sometimes we do this. Maybe they'll give one answer. But then after the video, after they see my documentary, I'll ask them the same question. And when I ask them that question, maybe it's different. And then with that, I can measure how persuasive my documentary was. If you look here, you can also see some other idea questions I have, but just the designation of before and after will let me know if you plan to ask that question to your family members before or after they watch the documentary. Today, all you need to show proof of is designing your questionnaire and completing the template there to just plan out the questions you're going to ask your family members regarding the documentary. I understand that you're not all going to be able to show this documentary to your family during our normal class time today, because maybe your parents are at work, maybe your siblings are also doing school, whatever it is. I understand you might not be able to talk to and interact with all your family members today and sit down to watch the documentary with them. But today you should finish creating each of the questions here. I recommend having 5. If you want more, that's fine, but I think between 5 and 7 is a really good number of questions for a questionnaire. And you just need to finish that today. And you need to submit evidence of that using this document here. That's what you need to finish today. So I understand you're not going to be able to watch the documentary with you might not be able to watch the documentary with your family members today. So I ask that you take some time during the long weekend to do that. It should take no more than 10 minutes since your documentaries are only about 3 minutes long. Sit down with your family members, get them to watch the documentary with you and get their feedback, because on Monday we're going to need that feedback to move on to task 2. So today, be sure that you create your questionnaire. If you can sit down with your family members today and get their feedback, great. If you can't, make sure that you do that before Monday. But remember, you must submit evidence of just completing the questions today. Just complete your questions today. Make sure that you get feedback on your documentary before Monday. If that's going to be a problem, please let me know as soon as possible, because on Monday we need to move on to task 2, which is really, really dependent on getting your that feedback from your target audience. As always, you can comment or email me with any questions. Good luck and have a great long weekend. Bye.